All right, back again here, and today I finally received my adhesive. I'm so excited to finally get started. I've just currently laid everything out, laid the material out, laid all the pieces on top of the material just to really confirm everything is going to fit. It looks good so far, so I'm excited about that I won't have to buy any more material. So I'm ready to get going. So I'm going to start walking through, laying all the pieces on, starting to cut the material. And then we'll start wrapping it. And of course, I'll film every piece of that so you can see exactly what we're doing. All right, let's get to it. First thing I wanted to do was show you my adhesive. It did arrive today. I looked all over. I'm sure if you're looking at the same kind of project, you're probably Googling like what's the best adhesive to use, whether it's spray, whether it's roll on, brush on, whatever it is. So I've called auto shops, like actual upholstery shops, and asked them for their opinions of what they're using. So I came across this several times. I called probably 3 or 4 upholstery shops. And this brand is called Sprayway 92. So that's what this is called here. And, I found there was one Landau Top and Trim. I found a Permatex. Those were the ones that I found were the more highly rated, but this one apparently is even more highly rated than those. So this is what I'm going to be using. So I will have to do another review after a month or so, and hopefully I won't have any sagging on anything. But again, this is the adhesive I used after making several calls, doing the research, making sure that once I do this, it's permanent and it'll never have to be maintained or pulled off and redone, etc. So just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of what I was using for my project here. Okay, so first things first here, and you can see that I've laid everything out again. I have my first 2 pillars. These are the front pillars, the A pillars, and I have the fabric here. I've rolled it over on itself a little bit, and again, just trying to fit and utilize all the least amount of fabric that I need for each piece to make sure that I have enough left over for everything. So you can see here I've kind of situated these 2 pieces together. Again, just making sure. You'll notice that some of these pieces, this piece here is covered by the black rubber. So you do not need to, cover all the way and roll over. However, on this side of it, you'll see it is flipped over. So we do need enough fabric to kind of come over the top of that. So the way I've laid it out and just, making sure that happens and that I have enough to do that from this side, from that side, so I'll just start cutting. I'm not going to cut like a straight line here. I'm just going to start cutting enough, an inch out or so. I'll come up here, making sure that I have enough to come up this way. So I'll kind of come down. You don't necessarily need to fabric this bottom part where it clips in that you don't see. So I'll come around here and come up this way again, because I don't know, because all these are different shapes and sizes. I want to make sure that I have enough fabric that maybe I can even utilize this dead piece here, this area over here for one of the other weird corners that I have to situate. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's how I'm going to do it as I start going through this. Okay, so you can see here that I have finished cutting that just straight there, and now I need to just separate these 2 pieces. Again, I don't need any overlap on this side because this is all hidden in the car, this piece here, so I could even just cut it right along this if I wanted to, because I need to leave enough to overlap here. So I'm just going to do some quick markings here. I know this needs to, I'm just kind of good, so I know where the corner's coming here. Very lightly. I mean, it is black, and it is black Alcantara, so we're not going to see anything on the other side, but again, just to help me when I lay this down, it'll be good. And I'm just going to draw that there. Just some high level lines here so I know what I'm doing, and that should be very helpful. So you can see there. So now once I've sprayed it, I need to lay it down. I really just kind of know here, okay, great, I know where my corners are, I know where it needs to land, and very minimal, and then it'll start sticking and I can just push it on. So I think that's going to be a good idea for us to do as we go along. We're ready to spray here. Of course, the can is a shake well, so we're shaking it, and then it also has a 5-minute wait time. So once we spray, we're going to spray. I'm going to spray both of these. I'm going to spray and I'm going to spray, and then we're going to wait 5 minutes. So I'll put a timer on for 5 minutes roughly, so we know what we're doing. Okay, so here it goes. been about 5 minutes now. I set my timer. This is my first time doing this for all of you. I have no clue what it's supposed to look like or supposed to be. It said it's supposed to be a little tacky. I feel that it is a little tacky now. Again, this is our piece here that we've done. So I'm going to lay this out. Again, I should have thought about keeping one side for spray and one side for just laying it out because I kind of got glue over here a little bit. I want to be careful of that. So I'm going to take my piece here. Again, we don't want to get any glue on the black part on the actual fabric. So I'm just going to grab it here and I'm going to lay it down where I marked it to help me. And all that should be good there. So that looks good. And then we just press. So now I'm going to just real quick touch it so it sticks. And then we'll turn it over, but that looks like where it's supposed to be. And now we can turn it over and really start to, flatten it out. As this is suede, you don't want to be like really rough with it. We want to just kind of softly flatten it out and go around the edges here. Make sure that your hands do not have any glue on them as you start to do this. I'm trying to be careful here. We'll do the back side next. You can see here, so I'll probably be cutting that. Start to press this here on this inner side, starting to take shape. It says to, use a roller or something like that to, to roll it. But I mean, these aren't massive pieces, so I think just using your hand is fine here. I think it also helps you can kind of feel if there's any bubbles or not, but it's sticking pretty good already. I don't think you could move this if you wanted to at this point. I'm gonna flip it over so we can see what it looks like. Now I'm going to try and get this angle here. Let me get a piece here to cover that glue. I'll have to get a piece of cardboard here, but I do not want this to get glue on it. So I'm going to lay this over here. And now I'm going to start working this corner. And as I'm pushing it on here, it's pretty sticky. So I'm just working it. And I guess it is, stretching just a tad, but just totally fine. It's what it's supposed to do. And now I could probably cut this here to give myself a little slack. So let me do that on this angle now that I know exactly where the angle is. Probably need to get a better knife here. There we go. And it just kind of helps that to give it a little more slack. Oh yeah, that was way better. Okay. And let me turn that over now on this side for you guys to see. Well, I have a little bit of a wrinkle here. I'm just going to massage it. Let me see if I can. Wow, I can't really pull that. I don't want to pull it apart. It's stuck. So I do not want to pull that and make it less sticky. So I think that looks good. There you go. Yeah, I massaged that little angle out. There we go. Okay, that was good. Okay. Wow, first step done. Get all these pieces here. I'm just pressing very lightly. Of course, I don't want to leave, I want the suede. I don't want to screw up the suede. So I have to vacuum it apparently. A lot of little Just particles all over it, but you can see it's, as I move my hands over it, it is, you know, I'm not leaving any indentations in it, so it's just kind of a natural. So that looks really good. Wow, I'm very impressed. This is gonna look very neat when it's all done. This stuff is sticky, so if you do use this stuff, as soon as I tacked it on, it was there. It is not coming off. So same thing here, what I've done for the other side, I'm ready to do this. I've just marked it where I want to have it, where I want to be able to lay it down, and now we're going to go ahead and spray it. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and attach this now. So again, we're just going to follow our same lines. We're going to put our corner in here, and then we'll lay it down the way that we have it there, and just start to press it. Okay. There we go. Very tacky again on this side. Okay. Pull it up over. Very tacky. Yep, you will not be able to pull this apart. That is for sure. Okay, and then I'm going to get this here. Go ahead and cut this. To help me on the angle. There we go. A pillar is complete. So now let's go ahead and do some trimming. Start here. Just trim this off, and that's going to be stuck on the corner there, so that's perfect. I'll just leave that little excess there. I don't think it matters at all how much excess I leave. Same with this side. Let me just trim here. That's good. It's going to be in the corner there. This is the same as we did last time. Okay. Okay. Looks good, looks good. Again, this is the side with the rubber seal that's going to cover a whole finger width here, right? So it doesn't matter what this edge necessarily looks like. It's going to be all underneath that seal. And this part here, of course, again, same as the other side, can just be cut off because this is the clip. So cut little by little here, perfect. And then cut this here. Okay, that's good. That's all going to be tucked in. Again, into that clip area. I could trim it a little bit more, but we'll just leave it. And then same thing here. Did on the last one. There's that clip again. That's just going to guide in there. That'll be totally fine. Probably cut that a little bit more. Let's see if I can get that with the scissors. Just so it's, again, that's going to be fine. That's going to be all tucked in. So there you go. We are now complete with the second A-pillar. So those are both done now. Looks great. Looks great. This is the coverage for the seatbelt holders. So this is the piece of fabric that was the middle of the kind of sunroof area that we cut out for the main headliner. And again, I wanted to make sure that I could use this piece so I wasn't wasting it for those two seatbelt covers that were a little smaller. So I've laid these out on here and tried to make sure they fit. Again, The edges here on both sides will be covered by the black rubber seal of the car, so we don't need to worry about that. And then this just has a fold over on the top, fold over on the bottom, and then of course the middle area. So I was just trying to figure out how to lay them out, trying to see if I could get them in both here. I think that would work. We get them that way, but then we have a lot of leftover, and then we're stretching the material, trying to fit it. So I think we can get like one side really good with a lot of excess to fold over on the top and bottom. That way right there, that gives me a lot. And then the other one, we can even just do this way. So once we fold this over, we have enough here where that lands, and then we'll have enough here to bring this material up, and then roll it over as well. Where this lands, that gives me enough there and enough here for this whole piece and enough down here. So I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And let me just make sure again that that's the way we want to cut it there. I'm just going to put a little mark so I kind of know where that's landing. So you can see I've just kind of cut a mark here. And now let me take that off. And then this is the mark here that I just marked, so that's kind of where that one's going to end. And now if I use this one, so that's going to be there. So I'll have enough to overlap this way and have more than enough here. So enough down here to overlap. So I think if I just kind of cut it right along that mark there, we will be totally fine. I've cut the pieces, and we're going to do the first piece here again. I'm just sitting it on here to make sure I've got more. Again, this just comes to the edge. Again, the rubber seals here. I have more than enough to overlap up here, and I have more than enough to overlap down here. Probably could even just pull it down just a tad, give me kind of the same on both. Check this again. That's good. Check this. That's good. Again, it just needs to come right to the edge. So I'm good there. And again, the rubber seal will cover that. Overlap, 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 overlap. And this piece here is good, and this piece here. So right there is where I'm good. And what I'm going to do, just so I know, is I'm going to mark the inside of this. And this is the part that I will cut out. There we go. And then I'll just mark here, and I'm going to mark here, just so I know where to set it down. So you can see bottom, middle, because I'm going to need to spray this now, and then we'll spray this, and then boom, we'll set it down and start the wrap. Okay, so we're ready to spray. Again, I have the Sprayway Fast 92. Again, that's the adhesive I'm using, so I've just got to shake it. I've been shaking it here a few minutes. Let's go ahead and carefully take the top off, and we are going to start here. So let's go ahead and spray this guy first. Okay, the timer on my watch has gone off, so let's go ahead and stick this. So lay this here, and again I have my markings of where the middle should meet and my top specific angle. Oh, yep, it gets sticky. So maybe if I do the middle first, align that, then the other pieces should top, bottom, yep. Okay, and now just pull that over very carefully. Pull that, stick that, and again, very sticky, very, very sticky. Let's fold this over. Let's press gently all over here. And again, we have our middle, so we'll worry about that in a second. Let's come all the way down to our edges. Okay, and then here on the edges here, again, this is where the rubber piece of the car is going to be, so we're just pressing that down. We will trim it, but we're just making sure that it sticks there. Get all the edges. Very gently. I'm not pressing hard, I'm not rubbing hard. I don't want to, mess up the fabric. So I'm just kind of rubbing it, so any bubbles or any pockets that are in there. I'm just gonna start it here. This is the foam side. Guess I can start on this side. So. We don't want to go too far. Let's see, where's the edge there? And then on this side, let's see, there's the top there, so I'll start over here. And then I'll flip it over. Let's see, there's the corner there. Okay, and now on this side, we'll just make sure. If I need to cut a little bit more, maybe, you know what? I think I'm going to do it here too. Might as well. There's no reason not to give myself as much room for error as possible. And just make it as, okay, just going slowly, just kind of feeling the edge of how much tension it has. That's good. Let's see the corners all the way. Okay, I can definitely go a little more there. That looks like a little more. There we go. Turn this around. Where's the corner? Okay. A little more. Look, that feels like that's going to be good. There's the corner there. Okay, good. And you can also see here, you can see how Tesla did it. You see how their corners are, how they've sliced the fabric to make it stretch and fit. So you could also follow that same. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just making sure that the fabric is going to need to stretch. So just giving it as much, again, room for error as possible. And let's see, there's the corner there. There's the edge, I mean. Edge is there, so I'll do it again. Let's see, edge is there. Yep. Yep. Let's see, that's looking good there. This side can probably take a few. And there, okay, now this last corner here, that feels good, a little bit tension. Okay, that feels good. And there, I don't have any glue on this yet, so that's good because I'm just trying to feel it to make sure that it'll go to where it needs to. That's just a little bit more. That edge is good, that side. There's the edge. I can go a little bit more on this one. Yep. I'm just kind of working my way around to make sure that, again, I'm giving it enough freedom to stretch and not tear. If it tears, then we're in trouble. I'm going to cut another one there. Okay. That looks like you can see how I can kind of move it all freely now, all to the corners. Yeah. And again, I'm just doing this probably more than necessary, but I'm just making sure that we are good to go and that I'm not going to have any issues with this ripping and messing up our whole piece here. So there you go. That's what it looks like there. Now I'm ready to spray and glue. We are ready now to do the final piece here, which are the rear pillars. And again, I have my last piece of fabric here in order to complete this. So again, I'm just doing a lineup. Looks like all sides of this one will need some extra to fold over. So just making sure I have enough there. I'm to the edge here and making sure that I have enough here for this piece. And then, of course, roll it over and then make sure we have enough here. So I'm just going to mark that just so I kind of know and give myself a little bit extra there. So I know there, and I'll kind of come over and then give myself some extra here so that I can mark that. Okay. And then that's the same thing there. So now, same thing here. I'm going to do that here. So again, I'll cut that in right there, so that'll be enough left over for right there. All right, I'll have all this excess, and then I'll make sure I have this piece here. Okay, and then we just roll this. And again, giving myself about an inch minimum over that. And then I'll just come here and connect there, and that'll be all that we need. So those are basically our two pieces that we will need to cut. We're ready to do the first one here. Sprayed both sides here, and now we want to line up. Let's see, we'll line up the point over here, and we're good there. So press it down on one side, we'll pull it up on the other, and we're good. Okay, and just start smoothing it off. Again, very, very soft here. We're not forcing anything down. I've already sprayed the underside, so we will fold it over as well. Okay, here. All right, I'm going to start here, here, here. Well, I left it a little short there. I think we'll still be okay, as this part is still covered by the rubber seal. We'll let it go there. Okay, keep going. Good here. Oops, I do need to cut this. There's a little angle here, so we will cut this to help ourselves. There we go. And now it goes down easy. There we go. Coming up here to the corner, and we will trim this. It's a lot to trim. I did leave a lot extra. Okay. And we're just folding it over again. It's a lot extra there. All right, that I did leave that a little bit short, but again, not to worry, it will be covered by the rubber seal. So not worried about that at all. A lot of excess up there. Okay, keep pushing down. Get all that glue on there. And actually, a little one here on this corner here. There we go. There we go. There we go. That laid down. So again, I'll show you this part right here. There's a little curve right here. I just cut it once, and then it's laid down there. And this is all laid down as well. We'll have to probably go and trim some of this because I did leave way too much, I think. And here, just pull that a little tighter there. And all that's going to have to be okay. And there we go. This one now too. So this has been sitting. Let's grab this other one. Again, we'll start with the point, and we'll make sure that I have enough. So we'll start on the point there. And there we go. Okay. Lay that down, roll it. Probably could, yeah, just roll it. Either way. It is very sticky. Very, very sticky. Roll that over here. Okay. Have a little wrinkle here to work that in. Just pull this out very carefully. Still manageable at this point to just release that wrinkle very carefully. There we go. Now we go down. Yes. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so we did get that wrinkle out. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, all good here. Flip it over. And we can start to do the insides here. little by little. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Get up to the corner here. Lay that down. Okay, and on this corner here is where we're going to need to cut. I have a lot of excess here. Just I'll put it this way. You can see the amount I left here, way too much. So you just do a few cuts, and probably need to do them a little bit closer. There we go. So that all just, there's no tension and just lays down. Perfect. I'm gonna have to do a lot of trimming. I think I left too much excess on this side. So we'll go here, and then here's another little corner here. So I'll just cut that. Lay this over. And again, we don't. Perfect. Okay. There we go. And start here. Start here. Okay. There we go. And now this end here. Lay that over. Okay. And again, too much excess, I think. And that is all good there. Just fold that over on itself. Okay, so I have to do a lot of trimming. That can be done off camera. You know what I'm doing. I'm just trimming all this extra. But again, that is done. So that is perfect. Looks great and no issues. Okay, so our next step is to go ahead and paint all the plastic pieces black. So have multiple pieces here. We have the seat belt inserts that go inside. This is the piece that moves up and down when you press the button. When you press the button, it slides up and down inside this piece here. You can see that I've put it in there and marked. When you slide it up in here, slide it down. All the pieces that need to be painted black for sure inside here, and then outside it doesn't matter if it gets painted. So I'll just spray it. I won't even mask it. We have our coat hooks here, and our coat hooks are the pieces in the back of the seat with the little cap on it that comes on them. We do need to paint inside there, of course, because when you open this, you can see the inside. Inside that coat hook is the little tab. There's a screw, if you recall, that covers that, so we want to paint that black. And then we have the grill covers here. We want to paint the grill covers black, like for the tweeters. The visor clips, where you clip the visor into, we just want to paint all of those black, all the pieces for that. And then also the visors here. You can see here I've masked out. So all we really need to do is paint this plastic piece there, and then this cap that goes over the top, and then the clip part as well. So I'm going to cover these in Alcantara, so we're not even going to worry about it. We're just going to spray here just to make sure all this is covered and these pieces are covered. And again, I went to Home Depot and just bought standard Kills, just a primer, nothing fancy here. I hope that's what we need. And then I bought a black, a flat black, to match the Alcantara. I did not want glossy, so we will get all this painted. All right, let's start spraying the primer here on each one of these pieces. I've laid them all out here. I was just looking at my I was looking at my dome lights, and again, I purchased from RPM Tesla the carbon fiber look, so that'll go right over that, covers the entire map light. That's for the rear, that'll look great. But the front one, I didn't realize, doesn't cover everything. So it's still going to have the gray, which I don't want, of course. The carbon fiber does look good, but I'm just thinking about what to do. So I do have an extra piece of cloth. So what I'm debating is putting that on top and covering that, because this is the hazard light in the middle that I'll still be able to depress, but I'm just wondering how that's going to look. If I were to put that on there, I think it would look good because it's going to cover that. Problem is, you won't know the button's there. I mean, I'll know it's there. Tesla owners will know it's there, but no one else would know where the hazard is. It's right in the middle. This is also, I believe, where you talk through when your cell phone is connected and you're doing a hands-free call. So these are the microphones, which I don't think that's an issue. I think going through this material would be totally fine. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do so that I don't have gray. I've seen some people paint this, but I don't think I want to do that. If I paint it, I guess it'll cover up the hazard button. Again, not sure what to do here, so I need to figure that out. So here's what I've decided to do is I'm going to only spray paint those two screen areas, and the hazard light is in the middle. I don't want that to be covered or not available for anyone who's using the car. And so I've taped it all around because, again, I'm going to put the carbon fiber piece on there around this, and so I want to make sure that it sticks. If I paint everything, it's not going to stick to the paint. So that's why I taped it. So I'm just going to spray paint those black. The middle hazard light will just stay the light gray with the little red triangle in the middle when activated. So I think that's the best option so that it looks, again, OEM is what I'm trying to stay with as most, and not have it look completely changed. Okay, so here they are finished. These are the RPM Tesla carbon fiber covers for both dome lights. And again, you can see my hazard light where I taped off and I painted only the screens. So I think it came out great.